This black and white snowflake material is everywhere. And yes, I will give you the location at the end of the video. Pretty cool. So this is the typical rockhounding material that we're looking for today. We're on the western edge of the Mojave Desert in California, and where we're trying to go is all the way up there at that hill. And what we're looking for is this stuff right here. It's primarily white agate with black snowflake-like dendritic inclusions. And though it's not officially called this, I'm going to call it snowflake agate. And I'm going to call it that because I haven't seen anybody else find this stuff. I haven't seen anybody else tumbling it. I haven't seen anybody else cutting it in any of the rockhounding forums that I belong to. I've always wanted to get here because it's so out of the way and I've heard such good things about the agate here. This stuff is really unique. It's black and white with small black snowflake patterns in them. You can't really find it most places. I haven't really seen it in California at least. Here's kind of what it looks like close up. You can tell that if you put that in a rock tumbler or even cut it for a piece of jewelry, that thing's going to look really nice. And as I'm hiking along and finding this other stuff, I'm finding some orange and black dendritic agate. Very similar to the white stuff that I was finding, but this has an orange background. Alright, now we're getting somewhere, but I'm still about 45 minutes away from the actual site. So I continue hiking, but then probably the worst thing that could happen to a rockhound happens to me. Maybe not the worst thing, but check it out. I found this huge chunk on the side of the road, and I'm only starting out. Which means I'm going to have a decision to make. Is this thing cool enough to want to carry the weight with me all day long, or do I leave it here? This is terrible news. This is awful. Because I need this rock, but I'm only just starting out for the day. It's gonna be so heavy. Look, it's got everything. But then I remember some advice that some of you guys gave me in the comments. I'm gonna put this on the trail. I hope I can find it on the way back. This is just an excellent specimen of something. I'm gonna put it between that trail marker and that trail marker on this giant rock right here. And I just hope that I can find it on the way back. Otherwise, it's all yours. All right, I'm gonna keep hiking here. And I'm finding a lot of other color agate here, a lot of this orange stuff, some yellow, a little bit of common opal too. And most of this orange stuff is actually translucent, but some of it still does have some of those dendrites, like this one right here. This is completely orange, but has some black dendrites on it. And so what is a dendrite exactly? A dendrite is what happens when one mineral tries to migrate on the face of another mineral during its formation. And it leaves behind these pathways that kind of resemble plants, or in this case, snowflakes. Okay, I'm about 2 hours in, and I finally come to the actual spring right there. That brick structure tells me it's time to turn up the hill. So looking at this terrain, there's probably 2 different locations that I expect to find good stuff. The first is those rocks up there, if I want to break it up and look for seam agate. And the second is that ash hill up there where I would find some loose float. Since I'm not super confident in my digging skills, I decide to head for the ash. So I've read that the further up the mountain you go, the better quality rocks you find. Okay, so here I am. I've hit the ash. You can tell that I'm there because the soil is kind of white. It's a lighter color and is bringing me lots of really nice agate material. But I'm finding the better stuff is actually over the hill, on the left crest in the grass. You can tell here I'm finding stuff all over the place, so it's not really a question of can I find the rocks that I was looking for. It's more a question of which rocks are the best quality that I want to bring home. This one here is really impressive. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a nice little druzy crystal pocket in the middle there. These 2 right here are also pretty nice. It's all around here, and I haven't seen a lot of rockhounds digging for this kind of material. And I can't quite figure out why. Maybe people don't think that this stuff is pretty, they don't see the value in it, but look at this stuff. You can't tell me that's not going to cut well, that's not going to turn into a nice cab. You can make some nice jewelry out of this. I think the reason why there's so much good stuff here is because not a lot of people come here, and I think the reason why not a lot of people come here is because it's hard to get to. So I'm going to give you the location to find this stuff, and if that sounds like a challenge, it is. This is Sheep Springs. Here's that location I was promising you, Sheep Springs, and I'll even give you the coordinates. There they are. Take a screenshot, save the video. Remember, you want to head up that left ridge. Or maybe you don't. Maybe check on the other side. Maybe there's some stuff there that I missed that you could find. Anyways, if you do go here, be warned, this is a long hike. It probably took me about 2 hours and 45 minutes to get there. And the best rock that I found on the ridge was this one right here. Check it out. We got some orange, we got some black, some clear chalcedony, and some really nice moss patterns on the back there, some nice plumes. That's going to make something really cool if I cut that and polish it up. Okay, this has been a long day so far. I think it's time to head down this hill again, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to keep my eyes out because, check it out, I'm finding some more of this orange agate, more of this white common opal here. And on my way back, this always happens by the way, on my way back I find probably what is my best find of the day. I've got black and white snowflake agate, but the top of it is covered with a layer of white chalcedony crystals.
I think this is my best one.
That's a great find right there, jackpot. But now it's time for the moment of truth. Is that rock gonna be where I left it? Well, there's the first marker, there's the second marker, and yeah, I found it. All the way on that rock is where I placed that giant specimen. Perfect. Check this thing out. It's even got some pink iron staining at the bottom there. Agate, a nice botryoidal pocket. Glad I didn't bring this thing with me because this was kind of heavy. I'm going to take it home, clean it up, and see if it was worth it. So like I said, this was kind of a challenging location, a really long hike. If you go, make sure you bring water. Make sure you go early on in the day when the sun's not so high. Stay on the path, and let me know if you find this stuff. Snowflake agate at Sheep Springs. Pretty cool.